Sir, why is okay, sir?
Should I go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So first is again I am just reminding you I am from MNIT Jaipur and I have more than 20 years of research and work history and board member and editorial board member reviewer of many journals. These are the basically my recent publications. So mostly my publication in industry 4 machine learning and pertinent to data analytics. These are the various research projects which I have taken in last 15-20 years, and some of the projects I am also writing. So I would be actually taking first talk. This is for first half an hour. I am going to take what are the types of conjoint analysis, how conjoint analysis is going to take, what are the conjoint model, and then case studies, application of conjoint. So basically, since you all are in now came to know many of the topics of conjoint data analytics. So basically, you are trying to understand how to deduce the results, how to use various techniques. So after this course, you must be knowing the various techniques which are applicable to different features. So basically, this conjoint analysis is being used is a survey-based research where it is quantifying how people value individual feature of product and service. So I will elaborate more about if you are downloading any app. So while downloading any app, what you are trying to do, you are trying to see the rating. You are trying to see the rating, but there is something which things goes beyond rating. So you need to understand if you are trying to buy some product. So what are the things which are involved in conjoint analysis? You need to understand. So there are types, brands. So where product characteristics one thing. Now what brand is it is looking and how it is priced, it is like that. Then what are the labels? Now same cell phone comes with the 4 GB, same laptop comes with the 4 GB, or same laptop comes with the i3, i5, i7, different processor. So these are the various labels and utility. So you may not require 60 i7 laptop immediately, so you may require i3, i4 laptop. So number of express that value customer at each level, they are representing a product. So I hope you are trying to understood what I am trying to tell. First is attribute, which are power, brand, and book base. And second is about label, utility, and stimulus. And now, if we talk about types of conjoint analysis, then traditional conjoint analysis has various full profile, partial profile, paired comparison, self-explain. Now, I will try to explain with one case study where we will try to understand number of conjoint analysis. We will try to understand this conjoint analysis where it is determined the price of service or product in relation to attribute function. Okay, so conjoint analysis usually limited to 8 attributes only. Okay, 8 attributes. So when you wanted to adopt adaptive conjoint analysis, number of attributes should be higher than 8. So there are some difference in the types of conjoint analysis. Large number of characteristics to be used, so 30 attributes, each of 7 labels. So you can use number of labels for that. And when the number of attributes and labels within attributes are large, it becomes almost impossible for respondent to evaluate the full profile. Like you have got 4 attributes, 4 label, then it will reach to 4 into 4 into 4, that is 256 profile. So I will try to tell you what profile means is, if you have got 4 attributes and 4 label, then each are resulting 256 profile. So for that, partial profile considers a subset of entire, which would be representative whole profile. So I will give you the one particular. So out of 256 profile, the partial profile might contain only 16 representative profile. So partial profile is actually representing full profile. Now, we have just now come to know about various profile, what I have just told about terminology. So where attributes, labels, utility, stimulus. Then types of traditional, adaptive, choice-based. And after that, I told about choice-based prediction, adaptive, partial profile approach, and then how does this conjoint analysis work? So first you need to break the product service into components. Then it has to test with the consumer preferences. So first it has to have components of attributes label, then testing different combination of these components to identify consumer preferences. Now let us try to understand with the one case study of smartphone example. So smartphone has basically 4 attributes. So different variations to create label. So it can be a brand, it can be screen size, it can be color, it can be price. So these are attributes. So I'm just trying to give you the case study of smartphone. Now, this particular smartphone, Samsung or Sony, so where the brand are either of 3 and these are attributes. Now it can be a 5-inch, it can be 6-inch Samsung, or it can be 5.5-inch Sony. It can be silver or white. So there are product which has labels. So these are the labels and these are the attributes. So they are divided into $1,200, $1,100 and $1,000. Now if you need to have a combination of attributes and label, then options are responded to choice work. Like these are attributes. Now which of these smartphone you wanted to buy? Now one iPhone have 5-inch silver, $1,200, 6-inch. Now product. So this conjoint analysis basically will give you insight about how and which product concept to be choose. So this is conjoint. So we will try to understand with one case study. So first you need to choose product attributes, size, then values or option for each attributes. Then define products, a combination of attribute. Then you have to see the relative utility assigned to each label, an attribute called part worth utilities. Then combination with the highest utility should be one that most preferred. So these are the steps. You can read it. You from choosing product attributes to the value to defining the product to the relative utility. So we will do one case study with that. Okay. So let us have one case study, which is case study of selection of water filter. Now it has 3 attributes: flow rate, requiring pumping force, and price. The flow rate can be 0.8, 1.3 or 2.0, 0.8, 1.3, 2.0 liter per minute. And the pumping force can be 1.5, 5, 9. Price $40, $60, $80. So with the help of conjoint analysis, we can able to select this particular water filter. Now, the model of conjoint analysis is summation of Aij, Xij. Aij is utility of label and K is basically number of labels, M is number of attributes, and X is the label if label J of attribute I is present 0 or otherwise. 1 if label J of attribute I is present or 0 if it is otherwise. So it is, agar in other way it is 0. You got this? So we have, based on this calculation has been made: x11, x12, x11, x12, x13, x21, x22, x23. So these value has been given and profiles has been chosen. So fractional factorial design from standard table where it has been given to rating. So 1 is extremely unlikely to buy and 7 is extremely likely to buy. So you have rating has been given 3, 2, 1, 4, 2, 3, 4. So likewise in each profile you have given the rating. So these 9 profile you got and you have given the rating. Then you have a dummy variable where regression coefficient has been taken, and where based on this you have a estimated utility to be calculated. So you have got a V0 and Vij are regression coefficient. So based on this, total calculation has been made, like flow rate, force and price, and their profile has been rated, and after that their utility has been calculated. I am not going to give the exact calculation, but I am trying to portray how this analysis is happening. So you have got a minus 12.67, which is a measure of distance of flow rate, where 0.8 is the default flow rate of 2. So you have a A11 minus A13, which is B11 minus 2.7. So this is calculation, one calculation has been shown. So Aij minus Aik is equals to Bij. So it is applicable to all. So you have calculated all. You have calculated utilities as well. So this has been calculated. So individual calculation has been given: flow rate, force, and price level. So once you have got a final table, you can see these are the part worth utilities, where you can see 0.8, 1.3, we can see 1.44 is the utility, is the maximum part worth utility. Now in part worth utility for flow rate, it is like this. Part worth utilities for required force like this, and part worth utility for price is like this. So once you are increasing the part worth utility is decreasing. Required force, it is decreasing. Flow rate, it is increasing. So you have got a final reduction of these. So final value of flow rate has 1.44 you received. 0.44, you can say 0.44 for force, and 0.78 you can say. So this is a 40, 1.5 and 2. So $40 is the price, 1.5 is force, and 2 liter per minute is the flow rate. So you selected this water filter based on conjoint analysis. So it based on the various attributes and labels which has been portrayed by one of the case study. So these are the utilities which has been given. So you can do this conjoint analysis in any of the software. It can be used in SPSS, Python, RStudio, Excel. I am giving a handouts on SPSS only. So SPSS, if you are having a preference of a car. So in automobile sector, what features are driving sales? So this is the one question. What features are driving sales? I will request all the participants to please see this case study, how it is happening, and try to do it at your home and your leisure time where you can do this. So model of the car is one, type of fuel is another, airbag. Now you can, there is one thing is going on. The airbag has to be mandatory for front rider. Soon it will be for all riders. So anti-brake system, price of car. So it has for SUV, for sedan, for convertible. So what are the levels you must be saying? So there are number of possible cars. So there are 3 models, 3 fuel types, 2 airbags, and 3 prices. So there are 100 cards are possible cards are there. So there are 100 cards which are available. Now we can directly do the orthogonal design, which is orthogonal design generate, where you can take the all the input model of car, type of fuel, airbags, and all the details which has been shown here. Attributes. So once all attributes is there, you can choose the label. Label 1 SUV, label 2 sedan, label 3 convertible. And then once you have number cases to generate and number of fold out cases which can be generated, their random number can be 20,000. So you can select kitna generation karna hai. Then you have got these cards. After getting these cards, you can have orthogonal design variable view. And once you get this, you can able to these place cards available. So these plan cards has been generated based on this. So where data sets of respondent are here, and you can have syntax coding is here. So you can actually convert this into utility. So final model is SUV, utility estimates has been given, sedan utility estimates in minus. For fuel, petrol, diesel, CNG, airbags. So utility is given, ABS utility is given, and price, you can see this. So utility estimation of factor has been given, has been made. And finally, what you can say, there are combination of maximum total utility is 2.41. So you have to calculate utility, which can be achieved by SUV with diesel with no airbags, but fitted with ABC at price at 15 lakhs. But you can say these are the utility where you have to see how this software works. So now airbags is also has important characteristics which has to also include. So you can work on this key how to have airbags as one of the utility feature in that. Then minimum utility got where you got the minimum utility convertible with petrol with airbags available, no fitting ABS price 25 lakhs. So this is, you can say, this is the minimum utility you have got. So what are the various applications? So application can be a customer trade-off. Like trade-off means कि मुझे किस कार को I need to buy which mobile, I need to buy which car. So that is trade-off. Then segmentation. There are a number of segmentation. There are Mercedes people. There are people who used to buy Maruti, Hyundai, and then Ferrari, then Mercedes. So there are segmentation of that. So you have to have a product line optimization for that. So we have just now seen the two case study. One is cell phone, another is flow rate, pump, how to select pump, and then third case study we have seen by about which type of vehicle you have choosing it. Now what are the limitation is? There are large number of attributes available where choice and trade-off question that measure relative value combinations. So there are a number of possible combinations which are growing exponentially if attributes grow. So you have to adding attributes so that study does not simply add to the number of question, but it is also multiply complexity. So जितने भी attributes ज़्यादा होंगे, variables ज़्यादा होंगे, it is actually giving. Hello, I am in meeting. Can you call late बात कर. So that is about conjoint analysis. Now, if you have any question, I am just opening it to all of you. If you have any question of conjoint analysis, please raise your hand and ask your question. And I will be moving to other topic. That is latent variable model or introduction to factor. So conjoint analysis has talked about various attributes and factors where we have seen two case studies. Now we are just trying to see the latent variable, where we will see the latent, what is latent variable, what are the application, what deal with factor analysis, how concepts of factor analysis, and what are the types of factor analysis are there. So basically latent variables are variable which are unobserved whose influence can be summarized with one or more indicators. So you can, latent variables are variables that are unobserved. So basically these are useful for capturing complex or conceptual properties of system. So we'll try to know what is it, which are called latent variables. So, but we are trying to understand what is latent variable. Latent variable can be psychology. You cannot, they are unobserved. Demography, economics. So there are bioinformatics, so the machine learning, intelligence, management of social science. So these are the latent variables which are used in many disciplines. Now psychology, where latent variables modeling the effect general intelligence. Suppose you wanted to ask, you want to given a task to model a general intelligence. So which is abstract and impossible actual to you. How can you measure this? So there are a number of measures like memory, verbal, which can be seen by various cognitive performance. Now, if you ask about quality of life, so it is also one of the latent variable, but it cannot measured. So quality of life can be based on wealth, employment, environment, physical, mental health, or maybe the education which you have gone to, or recreational leisure time or social belonging. So latent variable model has to use a wide range of applications. So especially in the presence of repeated observation. So these models are basically has nature of response variable which can be discrete or continuous, nature of latent variable which are discrete or continuous, or inclusive or not to the individual covariance. So that is that I just talked about latent variable. Now next is about factor analysis. Now data reduction techniques. So since it is about data analytics, so it is one of the techniques which are presenting a wide range of attribute on a smaller dimension, number of dimensions. So you can say this is the statistical approach which are used for analyzing interrelationship of the large number of variables. So like your factors has attained to set of observed variable x1 to xn common factor. Then these common factors are also called latent variables, are hypothetical variables where number of variables are correlated with each other. Like number of observed variables are these. Okay, I am just giving you idea of factor analysis. So there are a number of observed variables. How many are reds? How many are green? Okay, and how many are blue? So there are a number of, so you are actually representing three common factors. How many greens? There are how many blue and how many related red. Then you can actually have questions on the basic categories like underlying factors. Their numerical IQ, special IQ. One second, you can note down this. Just
Sir, voice नहीं आ रही राजीव sir.
हाँ, 1 second, 1 second.
Okay, thank you sir.
अभी आ रही है वॉइस मेरी?
Yes sir.
हाँ, थोड़ा सा मिस कनेक्शन चला गया था. Now,
कोई बात. Okay sir.
talking about the basic idea of factor analysis, where the question is, if you have 3 questions where all measures are numerical IQ, then Pearson correlation is one of the things which are substantial. Now, respondent is high numeric IQ will typically score high on 3 questions reversibly. So you have a question 1, 2, 3, question 1, 2, 3. So if there are underlying factors, there are variable in data. So there are same reason which is go to question 4, 5, 6. That is special IQ. So the question is, there are 1, 2, 3 questions for numerical IQ, 4, 5, 6 for this. So 1 to 4 questions are basically measuring unrelated trends, so which are not correlated. So what is trying to say is, if factor model is uncorrelated, I could expect the correlation. So you can see question 1 to question 9, their correlation matrix has been formed. You can say this is a correlation matrix has been formed. And basically it is being identified for underlying dimension which are called factors, like lifestyle statement of psychographic profile of consumer. If you wanted to have a smaller set of uncorrelated variable, then subsequent analysis as a risk discriminant analysis can be possible, which I have shown yesterday. So we did some case study on SDS, simple discriminant analysis, and multi-discriminant analysis. Then psychographic factor has to be used for independent variables, which are explaining the loyal and non-loyal customer. So what basically just now we have seen, there are 2 types of factor. One are exploratory. There are which do not have predefined idea of structure. How many dimensions are in set of variable, or confirmatory, where you are testing a specific hypothesis about the structure or number of dimensions. Now, if I try to see the both type factor analysis for the common factor model, so this model is proposing each observed response, measure 1 to measure 5, is partially by common factor 1 to 2, factor 1, 2. You can say factor 1. So these responses are both and partially unique factors. So you have got a E1, E5 unique factor, and there are common factor 1, 2. So strength of this link between each factor or each measure varies, and it influences some measure more than others. So basically, if you talk about exploratory factor analysis, their prime objective is number of common factor influencing set of measures, and then strength of relationship in each factor is ordered. So I will try to give you with the help of software which is called SPSS. Now, if you wanted to, you can use it through SPSS, but if primary objective to confirmatory factor analysis is to determine the ability, how your model is fed with the observed set of data, then you have 2 different models. How then you can test through AMOS software. Then if you have some concept used in factor analysis, which is underlying dimensions and account for several, so factor holding is closely, how it is closely our variables are related and each one of factors discovered. There are some concepts like communality which are showing how much of each variable is accounted or underlying factor taken together. Then if you talk about a high value communality, so that not much of variable is left over whatever the factor represent taken into consideration. Now there is another value is called AIN value, which is sum of squared value factor related to factor. So it indicating relative importance of each factor, accounting particular set of variables analyzed. And then rotation is different structure in data and providing meaning to the result of factor analysis. So what we have discussed now, in a set of variable 1 to 8, a correlation relation may be found between variables. So maybe 1, 3, 7 are correlated. Means these three variables may be one value of factor 1, or 2 or 6 may have a 2 factor, or 4, 5, 8. So we have just seen the 3 factors, their labels. So these data is explained in the 3 factors rather than 8 variables. So हमने in what we have done, we just convert this 8 variable into 3 kind of factors. So this force analysis is often referred to as a data reduction technique. So we have started by seeing by different circles, जो जिसको हमने we categorize into 3 different types of colors. So let us try to understand the case study. Now there are high school grade of Jan, Helen, Jack and Emma is there. Their university grades are there. Their IQ scores are there. Their phone interview. Then their on-site interview. So Sophia has a high school grade of 3.5. Their university grade, their IQ score is not available. Their phone interviews and then on-site interviews. So how actually you can able to select the candidate? Now, if you say on-site interview, if you do on-site, there are 4 candidates where they didn't give an on-site interview. There is one Sophia which has not given an IQ. So how you select which candidate you will be selecting? Now, if you talk about John. So the prediction for John is like this, on-site interview. Number of probabilistic model, like model has to based on high school grade. Now, if we talk about key on-site interview, GPA, IQ score, phone interview. So you have seen high school, university, IQ, but on-site interview has not taken. Now they are all related. Their high school, if high school grade is high, then IQ score, phone interview will be good. On-site interview also will be good. GPA will be high. Then this. So they all are interrelated. So you have a probabilistic model for high school, GPA, IQ, phone interview. So you are getting a probability of each score. So you are getting a probability of on-site interview. So 1 out of 100. So you are having based on these 4, you are actually deducing the probability of selecting that candidate. Now, probability, you have make a model x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. So p x1. So you have a exponential of minus omega t x upon z. This is the one formula which has come from this. Now, intelligence in the based on these 5 criteria. Now we have taken this intelligence into this. So these 5 basically model are x1 to x5, where intelligence factors also has taken. And once you have take this intelligence model, where you are trying to calculate this. So how latent variable model is actually pros? It is a simpler model, fewer parameter, and latent variables sometimes meaningful. So we cannot calculate count their intelligence, but based on this, their GPA marks and other things, you can actually deduce this. Cons are where harder to work with. So basically, we have seen from this about case study of one particular example where there are 5 candidates, the 4 candidate has not given on-site, and 1 candidate has not given IQ score. So how to how to actually model that, what are the modeling parameters, and how probabilistic model can be calculated, and how probabilistic model can be calculated by which formula, and there what is the role of intelligence into it, and how this model look with the help of intelligence. Okay. Now, what are the pros and cons? Just now we discussed. Now, how do this factor analysis in SPS software? So, factor analysis basically used for factor reduction. So, there are 13 statements regarding mobile phone were filled by respondent. Introducing new branch and products of my fields. I like helping people by providing them information. People ask me information about product. So, likewise, there are 13 questions. So which is important and correct according to them. Now it based on these statement. Now, if you wanted to convert, you are trying to see these 13 into response of participants, which are 1 to 7 scale. There are 372 participants. Now you need to access main dialog box. You are analyzing this data reduction and factor. Then simply select the variables you wanted to include analysis and transfer that box labeled variables clicking on the button. So which type of variable you want, you can selecting that. These are the variables you can actually drop down. Then step 4 is descriptive. Initial solution and then extraction. Okay. So this is 4th is description and 5th is extraction. And then you are actually boxes are like you have a rotated solution, then you have options sorted by size, and you have a different options are there where you can do this KMO test, Kaiser different test which is enabled here in this SPSS software, and you are getting this value. So there are a number of tests which are measuring कि आपका डेटा कितना सूट कर रहा है फैक्टर एनालिसिस के लिए, ये KMO test बता रहा है. Now you got a second output anti-image correlation का, and then value of the statement is less than 0.6, so it is not fitting. You can see. So you have calculated all, and then you are saying which are the less than 6, which is not fitting, but you have taken the value which is more than 0.6 only. Now, on the basis of anti-image test and community value, you can say statement 7 is not fitting. If people would quit wasting their time experimenting, we would get a more accompanied. So this is initial and this is extracted data. So we need to run factor analysis after remove. Again, you can do it after remove 7th statement. So you excluding 7th, you are doing the run factor analysis, and once you can say the all values are greater than 0.6. So now you have a community which are 0.5. So you can see these the value which are coming here, and now there are 12 statement remaining. So you can have 12 factors. So one statement has gone, and now result is variables are binded into 3 factors: factor 1, factor 2, factor 3. So these factor 1 are correlated with 0.9, 0.8. So you have correlated these different 5 factors. Again, another correlation has been given with another factors, and there are another correlation with another factor. So this can be based on their rotation converged in 5 iteration. It can be converged with the rotated component matrix. So there are a number of ways where you can actually calculate this, and these variables are binded with the different underlying factors. So what you are trying to do, you have collated these 14 data and then into 3 categorized factors also. So this is all about factor analysis. Just now we did latent variable model, introduction to factors. So we saw 2 case studies where how to there are 2 case studies we discussed where about the 5 candidate, 4 has not given on-site interview, one IQ score was not there. So how to model that, and then how solution can be enabled with that. Another with the SPSS software. Last and very, very important topic is path and structural equation analysis. In the meantime, if you have any question, please ask. I'm happy to give you your query. take your query and then answers. Wanted to have more and more your inclusive approach in this particular talk. Now, the content of this third segment is that is what here. Please remind you have to do one assignment online live itself. So please take this very carefully. So you need to take one problem, very simple problem. So I will give you mock exercise. Once you have done all then hardly it is only 2-3 minutes exercise which you need to do online itself. So first thing you need to understand what is a structural equation modeling, what are these latent and measured variables, then path analysis approach and how to use path analysis. So if you want to pursue research in this field, so structural equation modeling is very, very powerful technique. So what is a structural equation modeling? Yesterday I given you concept about data analytics, how it is divided. So it is divided into data, it is divided into statistics, it divided into single variate, bivariate, multivariate. So it is one of the structural equation modeling is one of the multivariate procedure defined by Ullman in 1996. What it is allowing examination of a set of relationship between one or more independent variable, which can be continuous or discrete, or one or more dependent variable which is continuous or discrete. So it is giving a relationship between independent and dependent variable. It may be continuous, discrete. It can be one or more variable. In short form, it's called SCM. So it is a combination of multiple regression and factor analysis, deals with measured and factor variable. It also known as covariance structure analysis. It also known as analysis of movement structure, AMOS. It is also known as analysis of linear structural relationship. It also known as causal modeling. This is very important. You need to understand this, how these analysis actually are useful in your research work. Now you will be wondering why we are having so much techniques. So there are a number of techniques which are there. You have done t-test when you need to compare two groups. When you need to compare more than two groups, then ANOVA is there. There are multivariate ANOVA. You have already given the exposure of that. Then repeated curve growths. So ultimately you have a latent growth curve analysis. So as I told, when you have a two-variate, that's two-variate, it can be multivariate. So multivariate has path analysis, now structural equation modeling. So bivariate has factor analysis, it can be confirmatory or exploratory. So structural modeling is the one of the family, you can say this is a family tree of SCM. So for SCM, you need to know these things carefully. So it involves complex multi-phase constructs which are measured with errors. It is specifying system relationship rather than dependent variables in set of predictors. It is focusing on indirect as well as direct effect of variables. So we'll try to understand this very carefully. So basically, structure equation modeling, so SEM, can be thought as a path analysis using latent variable. Path analysis using latent variable. So however it is path analysis, this is path analysis using latent variable. So as we have seen, there are latent and measured variables. So measured variables जो होते हैं, we can observe or measurable temperature. There are a number of variables, but latent variable which are cannot observe directly. So it employs a covariance among two or more variables. As a variable, what are these variables? It can be intelligence, it can be social, it can be capital. There are more social scientific concept or directly observable, which are intelligence. Now I'm just trying to give you the concept of true score and measure score. So X is a T plus E, that X is a measured value, T is a true score, E is an error. So it is a true value construct. Error can be a 0 or mean of errors can be 0, it cannot be 0. So there are true score and measured error. So you have a x plus t where observed item, you have a, with the observed item it may be true score or it may have some deviation into it. So your observed item is this, so it is basically true score or you have an error, maybe error into this. So this is what we call true score. So you have a, if you are having only one indicator, then equation is unidentified. So problem with one indicator is equation is unidentified. We cannot separate true score with error. So before going to more detail, I just wanted to give you how the components of structural equation modelings are. So please, I can say you need to note down this, because while doing this case study in the today's talk only, you may require this. So latent variables factors construct will have to show or draw by like this. Observed variable, measured indicators, manifest variable has to look by this. Then direction of influence, relationship from one variable to another has to look by this. Now two-way arrow has to be looked by association, which is not explored with the model. So you have 4 components of basic components. I will keep giving you this again and again with various models. So you need to identify observed variable and error component. We need multiple indicator. So with the help of multiple indicator, you can use latent variable model. So principal component analysis, which is transforming correlated variables into uncorrelated components. Okay. So let us have a common factor model. So there are, suppose you have a x1, x2, x3 and x4. What are these x1, x2, x3? What are these? These are observed item. Okay. These are observed item. x1, x2, x3, x4. These are errors. And these are factor loading for x1, x2, x3 and x4. So this is correlation between factor and indicator. So you need to remember this. This SEM can thought as a path analysis using latent variable. You just now come to know about latent variable, but what about path analysis? So I'm just giving you first highlight about path analysis. Now, the path analysis is basically diagrammatic representation of theoretical model using standardized notation. So you can call as regression equation. So regression now say you do not make in such way in impression in mind regression. Regression is a relationship between there are 2 factors. So which is described by equation. So this effect can be direct, indirect or total effect. Now path analysis is basically a subset. We just now saw a tree of structural equation modeling where we saw path analysis is a subset of SEM, which is structural equation modeling. Then path analysis is also statistical technique, which is using or used to examine causal relation between 2 or more variables. And it is only dealing with measured variables. Okay. Now, it is based on linear equation system and first developed by Sewell Wright in 1930s, used in physiologic studies, and path analysis used mainly in the attempt to understand comparative strength of direct and indirect relationship among a set of variables. So there are 2 types of variable called exogenous and endogenous variables. So endogenous variables are equivalent to dependent variables and exogenous variables are dependent to independent. So one is equivalent to dependent and another is equivalent to independent variable. Now let us try to understand this endogenous, which has predicted association. So we just saw exogenous, independent, and endogenous dependent. So So endogenous is dependent on social support, illness, but this is independent variable. So it is basically, so any variable which has predicted associated. So depression has maybe some prediction behind that, and there are social support, illness behind into endogenous. Now this is notation just now I told about latent variable, observed, disturbance term, and covariance, non-directional part. So I again give you this notation. This is a directional path. So measured, observed, disturbance term, covariance, regression. Now, if you have a for single cause, so I was talking about single cause, where I'm just trying to give you for single cause how this need to be made. Now the single cause X has, so Y has a dependent on this only single cause. So you may have. So if you have a two correlated cause, they are both are correlated and both has a result with the output Y. Okay. Now if you have wanted to see the indirect effect, so X1 has direct effect or X1 has indirect effect to X2 as well. So you have got a beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 with that. So you just, that is direct effect, indirect effect. So beta 1 is direct effect of X1 on Y. Beta 2 is direct effect of X1 on X2. And beta 3 is a direct effect of X2 on Y. But this beta 2 into beta 3, that is indirect effect of X1, this X1 on Y. Okay. If you try to multiply that, so there are two factors which are as indirect effect. Now this beta 1 plus beta 2 into beta 3, this is total effect of X1 on Y. So this beta 1 plus beta 2 into beta 3. So you have got all three factors. So there are, you can calculate this indirect effect as well. Now, if you have a number of factors called risk attitude, health behavior, social cause, the gender, then you may have number of factors. Now I have already told about what circle means, what square means, what single arrow means, what double arrow means. You have already given this. I will repeat once again for your sake. So circle is measured latent variable. This is observed, both ways covariance and one way is regression. Okay. So this observed, please mute your mic. Mute your mic, Shailesh.
इसने बताया तेरे को
So
इसने बताया था बता ये रहा मैं
now for single cause,
गंजा क्या
Shailesh, please mute your mic. So for single cause, just now we have seen equation and you have a two related. Now we have beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, where beta 1 is X1 direct effect of X1 Y, beta 1 plus beta 2, beta 3, total effect of X1 Y. Now, if you want to understand illness, there are then some error. So this illness is proportional to these in and they are directly related by this. But your exercise
उनको तनख्वाह तो दो.
of fitness will have P3, P1 if you have doing exercise. Okay, then you are having a fitness, but stress, you are very hard, you are working very longer duration of time. So you may have a stress, and because of that you are getting illness. So illness may be because of fitness, you are doing a more less exercise you are doing, and more stress you are taking. There's something like that. So this is also example of path analysis.
क्या करता?
Now path analysis can be calculated. So please read very carefully. So I will again request Mr. Shailesh to mute your mic. So first you need to draw a path diagram. Then you need to conduct another more register. And then you have to modify adding connection path.
चूस भी पूरा रहे हैं.
Redo stage 3. Shailesh, please mute your mic. So I was just trying to tell you about path analysis approach, and you just now I will try to show you how you can conduct path analysis with the statistical program. You can do with the SPSS, Stata. So this method is also known as a causal modeling, analysis of covariance structure and latent variable model. Okay. So basically, just now I am just giving a recap of path analysis is theoretically useful because unlike other technique, it is forcing us to specifying relationship among all the independent variables. And this result is a model showing causal mechanism through which independent variable producing both direct and indirect effect. Then path analysis involves construction of path diagram, relationship between all variable and causal direction between them laid out. When conducting path analysis, one might first construct input path diagram, and which is illustrating hypothesis relationship. So basically, researchers are using arrows to how different variables relate to each other. Arrow point A and arrow pointing from A to B show variable A is hypothesized to influence variable B. Research would then construct output path diagram, which illustrate relationship actually exists. Then this all causal relationship between variable must go in one direction only. And these variable have a clear time ordering since one variable cannot laid out cause. So basically, दो requirement है path analysis की, all causal relationship between variable must go in one direction only. So you cannot pair variables which are causing each other. That is the first. Variable must have a clear time ordering. So one variable cannot said to be cause another unless it precedes its time. After some unless it precedes its time, it cannot set cause another. So let us try to see one example and just see this example to test if people get mental disorder from their children. Some researcher measure the following in 50 kids. Cleanliness of the bedroom, number of times must I, interval between when the kid should be home, when the kid actually arrives, amount of activities each day, you're driving me crazy, amount of time spent watching game shows. So there are some examples. So what is the maximum number of parameters which can be in model? So I'm just giving you the highlight because here you can see there are 3 and 3, 6 models. So there are 6 variables. Now, these variables may have 21 parameters. What should be the sample size? This is hard to know without seeing model cell, but if number of parameters anywhere near the limit, sample size should be 200 necessary to get a reproducible result. There was significant improved model when there at a covariance term, cleanliness and lateness. If there is no theoretical justification, it should not be there. How you can improve this model? All the kids variable, all the parent variable are likely tapping the same thing. Teenage behavior, maternal reaction. It may be better to create 2 latent variables. So basically, by giving a this formal example, basic example, you can model, you can try to exercise your model and try to see this. Now, authors conclude since the model is fits well, direction of causality in child of parent, you cannot use structural equation model of Phyre's analysis to prove causality, but model may work as well. Some of the arrows turn around. Now I will give you the one mock exercise as well, and you can actually able to do, because it fits so well all no generic variable model demonstrate that psychiatric disorder due solely on environment factor. Is it valid conclusion? You cannot test. There's no way of knowing how much the model may be improved, even further by adding generic factors. So there are a number of questions which are there. So what we're trying to see in this, key, you wanted to test the people getting mental or disorder from their children. Their research is being conducted in 50 pits about, there are 3 and 3, 6. So in mothers, the research measures this, and in kids, there are this. And main requirement has been given of the path analysis. So this example has number of questions which is answered subsequently. Now you can do this path analysis AMOS. You can do this by entering various activity. There are a list of variables are there, and you can draw the path diagram with the help of AMOS. So mastery, anxiety, portfolio, interest, achieve. So you can move the cursor to place where you want to place. So I am just giving you what calculation has been done. You can choose the unique variable in the existing variable. Then you can take the path icon of directly affect and click respective independent variable, drag up to the dependent variable. You can take this. And if you have got interest, you can achieve something. So you are assigning errors as well. E1, E2 errors are assigning. So there are E1 errors assigned to interest, E2 errors assigned to achieve. So you can run, and once results AMOS has completed the calculation, you have 2 options: text output and graphics output. So text output like this. So you have a P3, P1 parameters, estimates are like this, standard error, Z value is like. Their variance has been calculated. So you can see the fitness is based on 0.390 exercise plus 0.923 error. Stress is dependent on the hard work plus illness is fitness plus stress. So there are 3 variables, how they are correlated. And their graphic output is unstandardized estimate or standardized estimates. You wanted to do the standardized or unstandardized. So standard coefficient can be compared among variables, and standard coefficient reflects not only the strength of relationship but also variance covariance of relationship, which are included in model as well. Variance of variable but not included in model, which are subsumed under the error term. So this is the graphic output you are getting. You are directly getting this minus 0.1, 0.36. So I can share one of the paper, one of my candidate student has published paper on this. So you can actually see how paper can be published by using this structure equation modeling, and where we actually implemented lean into SMEs. So we identify many goals, and then those goal is basically has performed by using this structural equation modeling. So if you see the strength and limitation of modeling, so their path analysis are useful for evaluating causal hypothesis, and this method cannot determine the direction. It clarifies correlation indices, does not prove direction of. In order to understand the direction of causality, research can consider experiment studies where participants are randomly assigned a treatment control group. So basically what by trying to in structural equation modeling, understand the pattern of correlation and covariance among a set of variables to explain as much of their variance as possible with the model specified. Now you can do by various softwares. So there are Lizrel developed by Joscope Sorman, M+, EQS, AMOS. I have given you. So R is one software, Stata is another software. So there are some software which is student version, downloadable version. You can directly go and use it. So there is one exercise I just wanted to you to please do this exercise right now. You need to draw a path diagram of the relationship among impulsivity and hostility at one time and delinquency at the other later time, assuming that first to influence to the third but not vice versa. What I am trying to say, you need to draw a path diagram of the relationship among I impulsivity, H hostility at one time and delinquency at the later time. So I am giving you answer right now actually. This is the table. This is the answer as well. Just see this, what is happening. You need to draw a path diagram among impulsivity and hostility at one time and delinquency at another time. Just see this. Impulsivity, delinquency. So these are first two influence the third but not vice versa. First two influence the third but ये इसको reference नहीं कर रहा है. Just see this. So path diagram of relationship among impulsivity at one time, delinquency. So impulsivity, hostility at one time, delinquency later time. तो ये पहले टाइम में है, then it is these later time. First to influence the third but not vice versa. तो एक ही तरफ एरो आ रहा है, दोनों तरफ एरो नहीं आ रहा है. I hope everybody is following this. You are driving a path diagram. तो जैसे कि कहा कि one of my candidate has done the doctorate and published very good paper on this. You can actually, so there is another model actually. I will just try to. So you need to draw a path diagram of relationship among ability, motivation, performance, and each measured on two occasions. So can you try for some time? All are requested to give your input, and what question is there? You need to draw a path diagram for relationship among ability, motivation, and performance, each measured on two occasions.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir, I think the motivation will have the effect on
May I know your name, please?
ability and performance.
May I know your name?
So my name is Dipali.
Okay, yeah. Tell me, Dipali.
Yes, sir. I'm saying that the motivation will affect the ability and performance.
ओके सो व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू, जैसे हमने ये डायग्राम बनाया था, आप देखिए जो हमने पुराना पहले डायग्राम बनाया था, इसी तरह से हमको ये डायग्राम बनाना है. कैन यू ट्राई दिस? व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज नाउ व्हाट आई एम आस्किंग इज हाउ यू कैन मेक दिस डायग्राम. I am just asking you how you can make this. Now, I am giving you right now answer. Ability, motivation, and performance. You are drawing a part diagram relationship on ability measured on two occasions. So A1, A2, M1, M2, P1, P2. Are you getting this? Now, you need to have a relationship among these. So A1 ability का मोटिवेशन से, मोटिवेशन का परफॉर्मेंस से, एंड इन तीनों का आपस में रिलेशनशिप है. तो ये पहला आपने डायग्राम बना लिया, A1 M1 P1, A2 M2 P2. सो ये 2 ओकेशन हो गए. अब ईच मेजर ऑन 2 ओकेशन. सो ड्रॉ ए पार्ट डायग्राम रिलेशनशिप ऑन एबिलिटी. सो एबिलिटी का इफेक्ट सेकेंड ओकेशन पे, एबिलिटी का इफेक्ट मोटिवेशन पे, देन सेम विद M1 हैज इफेक्ट ऑन M2. So likewise, you are measuring in a 2 occasion. So that is what part diagram is directly telling. By seeing this diagram, you can see the relationship amongst ability, motivation, and performance, which is measured on 2 occasions. They are measured. अगर एक समय ability कम थी, सेकेंड टाइम एबिलिटी, मोटिवेशन पहले कम था, सो नेक्स्ट टाइम मोटिवेशन लेवल ज्यादा है, देन ऑब्वियसली इससे ऊपर होगा. सो लाइकवाइज द परफॉर्मेंस इज दिस, द परफॉर्मेंस विल एक्सीड इन दैट वे. सो लाइकवाइज you have drawn this. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now let us have another question. ये आपका होमवर्क है, ये सभी को होमवर्क में दिया जा रहा है क्वेश्चन. और stress A leads to anxiety, which in turn is reflected in response to questionnaire scale and a physiological measure. The residual error means the anxiety is also affected the factor other than stress is measured, and that questionnaire scores and the physical measure do not reflect perfectly. तो ये एक एग्जांपल है. प्लीज टेक ए स्क्रीनशॉट एंड ट्राई टू सॉल्व इट. अगर कुछ यू आर फेसिंग एनी इशू, you can, I am just messaging my email ID, और आप you can see this. I am just giving you a chat box. मैं email ID लिख रहा हूँ. So one second. You can see this after some time. So all has taken the screenshot of this. सभी ने screenshot ले लिया इसका. तो
Yes, sir.
yeah. So again, I thank all the participants to very carefully listening all the 3 talk, and we have done the mini case study on all 3 topic and did the reduction how these technologies have evolved. Again, yesterday also told I have one call for paper. If anybody has any paper on blockchain technology for sustainable manufacturing based on circular economy, this is a emerging SCI paper. This is International Journal of Mathematics in Engineering and Management Science. You can go to this site. I am guest editor. This is a Q2 journal. This is another call for paper for CRC Press. If you have a sustainability industry 4 and food supply chain, this is my research area. So I am working in that, and I am just giving you my coordinates. So this is my email ID, ragarwal.mag@mnit.ac.in. You can email me if you are having any query, you want to have any references, books, I can directly share with all of you. And I hope you people has enjoyed a lot by having these 3 talks. Now, जो भी आपने talks इस week में आप कर रहे हैं, today is 4th day. Mostly you people are now understood the 360-degree about data analytics. Now, as I told you, by using this structural equation modeling, one of my student has published a paper. So you have started with various data analytics basics tools, basic application, but I will always advise all of you to please use at least one software. You either start with the Excel itself. You just have you can master in Excel, then you can work any of these software. If you say you are not having a license of this software, there are a number of websites which are available with the free version. You can go to that. There is one website by Government of India, iSTEM, where you can access number of hardware facility from any of the labs situated in any part of country, maybe IIT or NIT, iSTEM. Please note down this. You can register yourself. If you want to do experience, you wanted to use high computing facilities, so you can use this. So with the mere nominal charges, Government of India has given an opportunity for faculty like you, who wanted to pursue or advance their research career on and wanted to write more projects paper and give the some kind of output. So all are welcome in that. So thank you all. Thanks organizer to giving me opportunity to interact with all the participants, and participants are advised to please take this data analytics course very concurrently, you can say, because while doing this course you have encountered many tools. So please practice these tools. The question is which you now came to know what are the tools are available. Now in various case study you have also shown the how these tools are being used. The question is which tool need to be used in what occasion. That is the first question comes. Second question comes how to validate your result. Once you're getting a result, now how you say your result is better. Now you got the result with the various input of your software. So you need to answer these 2 questions, why this and how to validate your answers. Now, while having many practices with many examples, you can slowly acquire skills. While having this course, you actually got the skill of doing this practice and will do the better by having a more and more experience. So thank you all. If you have any question, please ask any question pertaining to data analytics, pertaining to.
Sir, my name is Dipali. I have asked a question minute before. Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, using different tools. So, am I audible?
Yes, you are very
Yes,
much
sir.
audible.
Thank you, sir. So, using different tools, we are analyzing our data, which either freely available or we collect it using the survey or other means or modes of like questionnaire and other. So my question is that irrespective of case studies, is there any scope or anything where we can research on data analysis?
Where you can research.
Yes, sir. Sir, I hope I am clear what I wanted to ask. That
No,
yes, we are. Uh,
can
sir,
you
I just
elaborate?
want. Yes, sir, please. So, for example, I'm doing a research as you have shown the examples also. So, we have collected the data, for example, the phone usage for genders or any other like that. So, there we are doing the analysis on data. and we are, getting the answers to our research or our objectives.
Mhm.
So this is one case study where we are trying to find the usage of phone as per on the factor of gender. So I
Okay.
want to understand that we are not considering any case study, let us say, okay.
Okay.
But when we are using the tools or when we are talking about the data, so not only the analysis but data. So is there any scope of research in data, uh, sans case study?
Yes, yes, there are a number of books are there. You can do the functional data analysis with using R or MATLAB. There are a number of books on which where you can actually do this data analysis. There are a number of handbook. There are business handbooks are there. If you specifically want, so you can mail me and then I can able to provide that particular books and give the URLs as well.
Oh, okay, sir. I think my question is not clear. Actually, I just want to understand the is there any research objectives in the data where we can, further go for the research?
Huh. So means what type of data, which type of data you need to choose? This is the question you are asking?
No, sir. No. So what I want to understand कि अगर
Mm-hmm.
हमारे पास डेटा है, we are analyzing the data,
Mm-hmm.
and let us suppose I have a case study or I have a research objective, and on the
Mm-hmm.
basis of those case studies on objectives, we are analyzing the data, and after analysis we are saying that yes, this is the output of the research. Okay, for
Okay.
example, we are saying that females are using more mobile phones in leisure time than the males. It could be
Okay.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
So अगर हम कोई केस स्टडी नहीं ले रहे हैं, we are not
Mm-hmm.
considering any case study and we
Okay.
are just talking about data. So sir,
Mm-hmm.
is there any scope of research? मतलब
No,
हम
no.
we are not using the data for the analysis or for any,
Ultimate
no.
data, yeah, I get
Yes.
it. Data has to be trained actually. Now data has to be trained with, like मैंने जैसे ही आपसे कहा कि data validation, the validation of your result. Now validation of result based on number of data sets. They have to be have a number of data which may be form of case study, which may not be form of case study. So now you need to suppose you wanted to understand the 5G effect. Now you has a questionnaire. You need to formulate hypothesis. You need to normalize your data. You need to clean the data, and then you need to have some kind of case study, which need to be implemented, and data cleaning, redesigning, and validation. This will continue, which has a one effect called iteration. So you need to go with the final result, change some kind of inputs and have another kind of output that has to be do again and again, which what type of data you are having. So you have to have these kind of data set which in the form of case study. So case study will has to facilitate your understanding more clearly, and or it will give the, I can say, the recognition in the form of result, different papers, and then people will read your work in the more elaborative way. I hope I am giving it some thoughts on your inputs. So, any other
Okay,
question?
thanks. I would request this same you have said on the mail. So I would request that please reply for that.
Same.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So please, so today is the fourth day. You people has given us so much time in this course. This is the fourth day. You have a one more days left with all of you. So I will really sincerely advise all of you that whatever time you have incurred to understand various techniques, please try to implement this. Ask as many as question to your experts. You have all contacts with your experts. Try to communicate with them. Try to have more understanding. Since this is a contact hours which are limited with 2 hours or 1.5 hours, so in this time you have been shown various case study, various formulas. Now you need to understand is implicitly and explicitly need to be used in that. So thank you once again, and if have any question, please ask. Otherwise, uh, thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Shailesh and CG, for having me on this talk, and sincerely congratulate CG for having this workshop in very right time. Now, like I will give you one last word statement. Just now, the tsunami, the number of like wanted to use your data analytics into real life example. Now, there are research are going on in number of field. Like we want to do research how various your different type of natural calamity comes. Can you predict those behavior? So there is one scheme government has called Matrix scheme. So up to 5 lakhs they are giving for any kind of data analytics project. So you can write this name MATRICS based on only mathematical modeling or data analysis. You can write project and you can get the funding. So this is only purely related with data analytics only. So Matrix scheme, MATRICS. Okay, thank you. So
Thank you, Rajiv sir.
yes.
Thank you for a knowledgeable session in data analytics. And thank you again for joining with CEG, Center for Electronic Governance, for even deliver lectures in data analytics. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So anybody has any question after some time, they can email. You can email very well. I can respond that way. So please keep learning and keep implementing your knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all the participants. The next session will start on 3:15 p.m. with Mrs. Rajni Joshi in soft skill trainer. Yeah, thank you.
At Suho time, my nutritionist has suggested me to have something prepared with wheat. Can be anything, upma, dosa, or anything prepared with wheat. And the best part is, if you have any doubts on why you need to have anything at a certain point of time, they are happy to explain you in detail. And then an hour before breaking the fast, I used to take my steps. I used to walk for half an hour, almost close to 4,000 steps per day. Then while breaking the fast, I was asked to take dates, a glass of fruit juice without sugar, a bowl of cut fruits. In case you feel like having any snacks, you can have it baked or steamed. Then there's workout session before dinner. And after that, you will have your dinner, which includes anything prepared with rice or rice flour. And then an hour before sleeping, you need to have a glass of turmeric. So let me show you my normal day. That's what I did all day before. And now, whatever, I'll just take it on a day. So, kind of what I do in a day. But along with that, I will show you other options for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack. ಕ್ಯಾಡ್ಬರಿಯ ಹೊಸ ಚೋಕೋ ಬಿಕ್ಸ್ ಕೇಕ್ ಕೇವಲ ಕೇಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, wake up around at 5:30 or 6 in the morning. Sometimes it goes up to 6. The first thing I have is I will be having it after taking the warm water. Now, before having any meal or snack, it's important to update your nutritionist with the food. That way, they know you are taking a meal and snack at the right time. At first, drink the water in which the ravens was eating slow, and later eat the ravens. Then the next is to complete the steps. So, as a